All right, brother. We're live.
Let's do it. Am I in the green room?
No, I think you're good. I don't think you're muted.
Cool.
The audio still might be a little loud, so let me turn it down a touch.
I could even just like try to talk a bit.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
that
good.
yeah, that audio.
You're good.
We got someone.
All right. Yep, here we are. Okay, second game. Last time we did Horizon Zero Dawn. Right now we're doing Ghost of Tsushima. And admittedly, I've never played this game. I just basically played through the beginning to get and rushed to this part of the game to get the bow. I just got the bow, and this sensei dude is teaching me. And there's all this extra ammo up here. And I completed some tests down here. So they have like explosive barrels, and they have like beehives, hornet's nest, and then like these like lamp things. Anyway, did you play this game, Alex?
Actually, I haven't. This is gonna be very much like a blind review because I know a lot about it. I know it's like a pillar for what people call good archery in games, but I've never myself played it.
Yeah, it's the footage I've seen of it is pretty awesome, and I've heard it's got excellent reviews for like what it is. So this will be a really cool experiment just to see what we like and what we don't like. So already one thing that I like about this archery is if you draw, so trigger 2 will ready the arrow. Actually, let's watch that.
That's really nice animation. I like how he does that. Much better
Yeah.
than Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, so he's pulling the arrow off of over his opposite shoulder. That's a
Yeah.
little odd. The camera's a little hard to control, but not too bad. But anyway, yeah, and the bow just magically appears in his hand. That's another thing that's a little weird. Let me stand up and do it. So as soon as I hit trigger, it warps and teleports into his hand. So he doesn't unequip the bow. Again, that's a gameplay speed thing. And then you can see the camera automatically defaults to behind him, and he readies it. What's he shooting off of his finger? His arm guard's in the way. Hard to see. But if I draw and hold, he will shake, and it automatically lets go. Like I didn't let go of that. It automatically makes you fire. What do you think of that?
Love it. I don't like he automatically fires. That's like a very, like maybe I used to coach for quite a few years, and like maybe on someone's first or second lesson, if they were holding and they couldn't hold it for any longer, they would release, and it would be like a big deal because sometimes your arms are shaking. There's a lot of risk to release an arrow just out of the weakness of your arms. Any experienced archer, anyone that has like any knowledge of safety, technique, if their arms are really shaking, you'd put it down. It's
Yeah.
not hard. Releasing is like it just that would never happen. So I like the arm shaking. I like it's a visible shake.
Yeah, let's watch it.
Kind of shocked.
Boom. Yeah. I mean, I didn't let go the whole time. So yeah, he just
Like, that
automatically.
comes from it comes from your muscles. It doesn't come from your fingers. There's no reason your fingers would just give out from that.
That's true. Wait, I'll tell you what I do like about this draw. He does so the arm comes up and then down, which is good form. Like
I like
that's
that.
kind of nice. I'd probably exaggerate that even more.
And I see he's got like a little thing on the top of the bow that will tell him
The wind sock there.
I can clearly see that it matches up with the actual wind in the game, which is really cool.
Actually, yeah. Let's go this way.
Yeah, look at that. So like,
Oh,
if you
well,
don't have all this stuff, you can really use it to tell you. I'm curious though if that's just an aesthetic thing or if that actually affects the arrow, because there's pretty strong wind. I'm not sure. I'd be curious if you shot sort of to the side.
That is cool.
Yeah, if like
Just that
the wind did
windsock.
anything.
Yeah. So far, from what I mean, the limited amount I've played here, there's drop, but there isn't. I'm not seeing side to side. So Hey, what's up, chat? Anyone that's joining here too. We're testing mechanics because we are testing a whole bunch of games. You can go to r16.com/research to see all the games we're testing. This is the second one. We did Horizon Zero Dawn before, and today's Ghost of Tsushima. And neither Alexander or I have played this in full. I'm really enjoying it. The game's pretty great. Just this is the very beginning when you first get the bow. But yeah, that like tassel that shows the wind is nice. I like his form. I don't like that the bow teleports into his hand. But like you said, the automatic release, the shake is nice. Here's the shake. And then he automatically lets go. I also don't like that I can't see the arrow. The arrow just disappears.
Yeah.
Can I hit the sensei? Ooh, I'm sorry, buddy. I don't know if I can or can't, but I feel guilty. Where did you go? Hey, does he know I'm aiming at him? Come on, you.
I really, really love that the readying the arrow and shooting the arrow are two different actions, and you kind of have to hold down those. I guess you said it's the triggers.
You can hit him.
Looks like that.
Yeah. He's remarkably calm for getting hit by that. As a matter of fact. Wow.
Yeah, I like that that's two different actions, because usually in a game, you hold down whatever, the trigger or the bumper, and it just goes from having the bow in your back to being fully drawn. But in archery, it's like really a two-stage motion to prep the bow and the arrow and then to draw and fire. So by breaking that up into having to hold these two things down, it's kind of like engaging both fingers like you would engage both arms. And I much prefer that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I'll tell you what's fascinating. Like he's all chill until I draw the bow, and then he starts dancing. He's like, I'm out of here. He won't let me target him. That's kind of cool for the enemy AI.
Very interesting.
He's making it harder for me, even though he will take a shot. Oh, come here. Yeah. Well, I'm not the speed. I'm not a fan of. That was as fast as I could. Oh, I'm out of arrows. Hang on. All right. Anyway, I don't like that you can't see the arrow. Boom. Oh, the arrow broke. Or was that the wood? Let's see. It breaks on the rock.
If you shoot it into like the ground or a tree or something.
It breaks on the ground too.
That's not bad. I'm not against it, but maybe in a tree.
I don't know. I don't know if I like not being able to see the arrow after you hit it. We haven't gotten to combat yet, but yeah, that's interesting.
You shoot an arrow far away to see if the wind has effect on the path.
Is that what? Okay, that's what we're being asked to do here. All right.
In the comments, yeah.
All right, so let's pick a spot here.
Sideways to the wind. Yeah, that looks pretty good.
I mean, okay, so now let's go. Yeah, I think it's just a vertical drop.
Away. Like if you shoot like just kind of into the distance. No, I don't see anything. Yeah.
Well, it is, but it isn't. From a gameplay standpoint, if you're shooting quick, you don't really even have time to look at the wind. Like if you're in the heat of battle, right? And so that's got to be even more frustrating if you're aiming right at a enemy, but the wind is blowing off. Now you have to take that into account too. Like our game design director Chris, I talked to him about this, and I was like, do we want wind to affect ours? And he had a great idea, I thought, which was like, you don't necessarily want it to affect your aim, but what you want to do is code it so that Red Riding Hood is smart and she compensates for the wind. So if it is blowing, she'll turn and shoot, and so it'll affect and land where you want it to land. And that sounds like a really cool detail. But yeah, I don't like that you can't see it. Let's talk about the sound here. Do we like the sound? It's pretty subtle.
It sounds a bit sort of dry. It's kind of like balsa woody.
It doesn't have that sniper sound from Horizon. I missed that.
Yeah,
Horizon's got.
I feel like there should be kind of a very like powerful twang that it kind of just feels like a toy wooden bow rather than like a really long, great, powerful bow, if that makes sense.
Did I hit that guy? I think I did.
Also, if you're in the chat, I just pinned a message. If you if you've played this game, if you have an opinion on the archery, and you want to add your own review, then you can do that there. So there's a pinned message that links you to the R16 website, where you can add your own review, which is exactly what we're going to be doing in this.
Yeah, all these things here on the right, we're going to grade effectively here. Aiming, shooting, hitting, the mechanics. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. All right, that's satisfying. All right. Ooh, ouch. I'm on obviously not a very difficult setting.
This kind of more arrow drop than I would want to see. The arrow is really arc. And for a really powerful bow, like he would be shooting, you don't really get that. You know, I appreciate that they're adding the arrow arc. That was really cool. I appreciate the arrow arc, but I feel like if the bow's so strong, I mean, these are like 50, 60 pound bows, more 70, you know, you would only really see that over a shot that covers a long distance.
You guys, you can judge me all day long. I just learned how to play this game, so and I'm also trying to evaluate at the same time. But it's okay if we die. Oh, I got to go get more arrows anyway.
Someone said good to see that guy isn't walking as fast with the bow drawn as without. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Let's just do this. Interesting. Yeah. I think it's just so interesting to play this versus Horizon Zero Dawn, right? Which is one we just did, because like Horizon's like almost like arcadey. It's actually really satisfying. All of that. The weight of this draw is pretty good. Oh, somebody saw me.
Yeah. Again, though, it's gonna bother me the fact that, you know, if you hold it for too long, the arrow just auto fires. Yeah.
Yep. It just releases it. Yeah, it's
like,
annoying.
You know, anyone, especially for someone that's so trained in stealth, you know, there's no way that you would just shoot an arrow because your arms are tired. You would always put it down 100% of the time.
All right, I like a headshot. I love a good headshot.
I like that his body sort of like his legs get thrown up from under him because there's so much force on his head. That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Ghost has the best archery, but the arc of the arrow should only arc from a longer distance. Yeah, we were just talking about that. I completely agree. I think that, you know, they wanted to add arc, but realistically, for such a heavy bow, there it's not bad. Maybe it's just some of the arrows. I can't say. Yeah. Oof. Can you cancel the shot? We were talking about that. It looks like if you hold for too long, the arrow auto fires.
So I don't have a controller overlay, but it's basically the two triggers here. L is the ready, R is the draw. If you let go of L, it'll cancel. But that's another thing too. The cancel is it just vanishes. That bothers me. Like again, we're being nitpicky. These are incredible games. It's like we're not. I promise, we're not just being mean here. But ultimately, like that's got to be why, right? It's got to just be for time, like to save time and memory, like just to speed it up. Oh, you can salvage an arrow. Or maybe that was just on him. Ow, that looks really uncomfortable. Look at that death position. Ouch. Then they have like these.
Fun, though.
Let's hit this thing.
This looks really nice.
Oh, the graphics on this are incredible. Without question.
Yeah.
See, I don't like that I can only take one arrow from that guy that has obviously a whole quiver full.
Yeah.
All right, we are getting from both sides. This is not good.
I really like how they you know, they kind of like really fall back from the hit of the arrow. It's really nice.
Yeah, let's see that again. Like, oh, that hit. That shouldn't have hit the tree.
A skilled archer needs to understand the limits and hit cancel shot before your arms give out. That is true. It's definitely like another level of skill. to want to, get comfortable knowing how much time you have. Um, and then being able to cancel the shot automatically is kind of just like you don't even think about it anymore. What I would want to see in sort of a perfect system, because what happens with a lot of these games, right? Say I'm an archer, I'm in competition, and uh, I raise my bow and I'm going to shoot, and either I can't get through the shot or I'm not, feeling confident that I'm going to do well. I hold the bow for 20, 30 seconds before I let it go. I'm not going to be able to just pick up another arrow and immediately go back to shooting. Like, I didn't just hold the bow for 30 seconds. It's going to leave like a lasting impression on my arms. And I'm going to feel that in the next few shots. So I think what I would want to see in a perfect system is, you wouldn't necessarily want it to shoot by itself, but say you did hold it, and after 5 or 10 seconds, your arms gave out and you put the bow down. You wouldn't be able to just lift it right back up and keep shooting because your arms still have that
Yeah.
fatigue in them. You have it for 15 seconds.
Yeah, that's true. There's no fatigue in this or stamina. And the other thing too I'm noticing is that you could put an arrow right through somebody's stomach and they're going to just keep walking at you. Just their health bar is going to be at a quarter, which
Yeah.
you got to think. I mean, arrows are pretty damn lethal, even when they don't kill.
Yeah.
Right, straight up. So, but yeah. So in this too, what do you think? Like, should you just be able to refill all your arrows? I would imagine. Like, how custom are the arrows? That's what I want to know. Like, do they have different lengths for the different enemy? Like in real, if this was real, is the length to you and your bow, in your draw?
The length is dependent on your height, your personal height, rather than the length of your bow. But I feel like it's not insanely crazy to say that you could pick up the arrow of someone else and shoot it, unless that person is like 5'5" or 5 foot, right?
Yeah. Okay.
If you're really short, then you couldn't shoot it. But in any other case, yeah, you could probably pick up an arrow and shoot it. That's not unbelievable at all.
That was good. One shot to the gut.
Yeah.
Oh, so this guy's got armor. Oh, okay, that's cool. Went right off his helmet. Ow. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Shit. All right. Fine. Okay, there we go. Killed the leader. All right.
Nice.
Overall, though, now, yeah, go ahead.
Someone said if Red is a skilled archer, she will relax on her own. If you, the player, are a skilled expressed archer, you will relax when you know the character's limits. That's a good point and very interesting, because a lot of, I think, what we're talking about with the archery system is kind of like, what we don't want a game where you start as like a master archer and there's kind of no, like, you don't grow, you pick up the bow and you have all the skills of the character, and then it's just like an arcade game. You want to grow with the character, so it's a lot of balancing, like kind of your skill versus the skill of the character that you start as.
Yeah, that's my beef with Horizon Zero Dawn. Is she's an expert marksman or markswoman right from the start. Okay, that guy should be dead. Is anyone in chat? Obviously, there's people in chat that have played this through, because this is a half bow, I believe. What's the full warbow like? I'm curious. What's the difference? More power? Is it just more power? Like it does more damage? Is it faster, slower? I'm curious how they set that up.
Like, because we were talking last time about meta, for a game, and how having like one bow, like the war bow or the crossbow or whatever, being the meta weapon kind of reduces that sort of skill expression, and to be able to have all these different kinds of bows that aren't better or worse, just sort of dependent on your
Just
play
different
style.
trade-offs.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of are able to find more of a way of expressing yourself through the character's gameplay that way.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Someone says
Um,
slower draw time and enemies tumble a bit, which is cool. I like that.
so
It's
yeah,
better than
like
just
more
like,
stagger.
yeah, yeah. I feel like that's more in depth than simply saying like slower draw time, more damage.
I I don't like that you can't see the arrows. Like
Yeah,
I like at least in Horizon you see them and then they fade away. But let's talk about overall speed. This is as fast as I can turn. It's got a little bit of a ramp. Like it's I guess it's not bad. I mean, in the heat of battle though, it feels slow. That's not slow at all though. That's actually it has a ramp though. It starts slow and then it speeds up. So that you probably have
yeah,
to get used to that the more you play this. But that is pretty quick to aim. It's
yeah.
with a
That is.
controller too.
Someone said longbows can also shoot through helmets, and
Ah,
X Cooper said, "What is R16's development team like now? How many programmers, artists, etc.? What various specializations, gameplay programmers, engine programmers, level designers, etc." Do you want to
yeah.
speak to that?
Yeah, I mean, overall, we've we've been fluctuating sizes. I also have a bunch of people that are more part time than full time, but we go between 15 or about 12 between 12 and 24 people altogether. But we have one lead technical director does the full stack CI/CD and all the tech systems, and then we have another developer engineer that is support. We have two game designers. One's very senior. It's just like one's extremely senior. He's like ex Gorilla, and then one that's more middle, upper middle also, but he's from Ubisoft and helping with all the game design systems and mechanics. We've got a sound guy. I've got a small art team. I've got a lead character concept artist, lead environment concept artist who's also acting as our art director now. We got a narrative guy with us. We have a small marketing team, which Alexander's on with us as well. So he's pro archer slash marketing with us, and I'm of course forgetting many more. I'm sure we work with two composers as well. So we've got a lot of the basics. We contract some animation, but we are looking for some pretty heavy hitters in technical animation and another really strong Unreal engineer. So the team's fluctuating. If I had more money, I would double the size of the team without question. But I don't. And right now, everything's going into gameplay and dev, which is why what we're doing here is really important. Is trying to figure out by testing all these games what mechanics we like and don't like, because that's going to really help decide what we want. We're going to do a whole YouTube video on our findings from this. It's early to say because the game just started and this is it, but I'm a little bored with this combat already. With archery combat, the sword is way more exciting to use in this game, at least for now. I would imagine if you're laying siege to an entire town, the archery stuff's probably a little more fun. But that whole sequence I just did, which let me do it again. Okay, but yeah. How do I return to load a previous save?
So there's a few people in the chat. Someone said it might be fun to have Red start off as a somewhat good archer from the start, but increase in skill the more archery is used. No increase if the bow isn't used much, and Red is non-violent or uses a knife, which
Yes.
is really
Yes.
interesting.
I think that's really
Very
cool.
cool approach. It's sort of like, it's like the character adapts depending on how you want to play the game.
Well, here's a question for you. Does it get do you allow the character to get rusty? Can she get rusty?
Yeah,
Like that's what
I
I
feel
want to
like something
know.
that you don't see in games.
Like if you don't use it for a while, do you like well, okay, Alexander, you pick up a bow, you haven't shot for it can't be that much. It would have to be days, a week or something. It wouldn't just be like hours, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, way more than that. It'd have to be quite a few weeks. And even then, you shoot maybe the first dozen arrows, feel a little bit rusty, but it kind of comes back.
Yeah.
But like if you play the whole game and you're not using the bow at all, then for sure, you would have less stamina just over the course of the game.
Yeah. I think I saved over my other one. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. Overall, though, what mechanics do you think you would keep out of this, out of everything we've just been through?
I feel like more than mechanics, what's coming to mind is the animation. So the fact that you pull an arrow out and you see the arrow come out of the quiver is really, really cool. If you keep the bow on the shoulder, I see 3 arrows. You take the arrow out, there's 2 arrows. That's like a
Yeah,
really nice attention to detail.
it's nice.
I like the animation of having one trigger be for readying the arrow and then the other trigger be for pulling and shooting. Really, really nice. Don't love that she fires he fires automatically out of lack of stamina. It's kind of throwing me off a bit. But I really appreciate the attention to detail in the drawing and everything, the right form. The bow looks really nice. I feel like there's so much wind in this game. Wind is a huge pillar of aesthetics in this game. When I think of Ghost of Tsushima, I think of like him like running through a field and there's wind and all the leaves are blowing. And here, you have that wind thing on the top of his bow. So much is focused on wind, but it doesn't come through in archery. Obviously, it would be kind of annoying, but I feel like the euphoria from being like wind is blowing left, swinging it a
Yeah,
little bit to the right, and then it like you see it swing in the air and it hits would
that's
be
cool.
crazy.
Maybe that's tied to a difficulty setting, like a higher difficulty setting
Could be.
has that unlocked so that this little tassel is not just aesthetic. You're actually looking at it. Yvonne, when he made the bow for Red in our game, he added a ribbon like this. It's longer, but it's the same idea that will show the wind direction, which I thought was
Yeah,
really
someone just
smart.
said will there be a kind of indicator on Red's bow, maybe some cloth that blows in the
Yep,
direction of the wind?
yep,
Yeah.
we have that. Yeah, it's right now it's a long ribbon. We'll see if it gets annoying or distracting, we'll shorten it. But and I think it's not at the top of the bow; it's like on the bottom half. But here's another thing that's interesting: when you crouch, you can draw, but you can ready the arrow, but when you draw, he stands, and
Yeah, which is really
that
nice. Sorry.
that's going to be a
Yeah.
giveaway for your position if you're hiding. But at
Yeah.
least they're not doing the sideways bow thing like Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't
Yeah.
like that
The
that
sideways
the arrows
bow.
explode in mud or stuff though. That's not okay.
Someone had mentioned, I think it was Chanel had mentioned that 70% of the time, that's crazy. The arrows break, and then 30% the arrows can be recovered.
Oh, that's a mechanic in this? I didn't even realize.
I
Okay,
believe
cool.
someone just commented, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. So it's a mathematical situation. That's fine.
Yeah. Doesn't make a ton of sense for like an arrow to make something explode,
Yeah.
but
To have
it's
that barrel
fun.
blow up
You
just
know,
by hitting it with a dry arrow, that is Mythbusters would not approve. Adam Savage would
no.
say no to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the hanging torches will explode, but for some reason the sitting ones will not.
Yeah.
What about these little guys? I mean, that's part of the game too. I think is using the surroundings. There's like I said, hornet's nest and these red barrels. I don't know.
Yeah.
In our early playtest for Sail's Edge, we had red barrels, but it was not my call. Look at what bow has these arrows. That's what I want. Give me this
That's
bow.
crazy. That must
That
be the
why
warlock
can't
or something.
I? This is like the orc from Lord of the Rings. That the Urukai. That's what they use.
Yeah.
I want that and the mug, whatever's in that mug.
Someone
All
said
right.
letting an arrow on fire is a possibility. In this game, I'm not sure. In real life, I had a friend, he's an amazing archer, big competitive archer, and he did a promo once for an archery organization where he lit his arrow on fire. The problem is that
Sorry, bud.
the problem with that is you have to have like a really long arrow, longer than it should be. so that the fire doesn't get close to your hand, doesn't get close to the bow. It's not super realistic, but hypothetically it's possible. It's you know, it's more realistic than shooting some gunpowder and having it explode.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But it can be cool.
Well, overall, I'm just going to go through really fast down this. Okay, aiming. Let's do some scores. Chat too. I just want to hear from you guys, especially if you watch this thing. Okay, so overall aiming. Actually, I have to reload because I got rid of all my arrows there. But movement and aiming is pretty good. I'd say it's like it's probably like a 4.5.
Like, yeah, I would say 4 is good. That's nice. I wouldn't go any faster or slower.
You have to definitely get the feel. Like it starts annoyingly slow, but then it goes very fast. Also it slows as you draw, which is interesting too. Like you can aim really fast, but as the arrow is being drawn back, it does slow. I'd say 4.5. The camera is good, although you can't really zoom in. I like the zoom of Horizon a little bit more. I
think it would be nice if there was like a slow zoom as you're drawing.
On the draw.
Ramps up the intensity. Yeah.
Yep. There's no zoom on the draw whatsoever. Oh, actually, no, there is. There's a very subtle zoom.
Maybe
but
3.
That's so small.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a little more satisfying to punch in a little bit and be able to get there. So overall camera, I would probably give this one 3.5 or 4. And the cancel it's fine. My problem with the cancel is the aesthetic. I don't like that the bow teleports out of your hand.
Yeah, I have to agree.
All right, cool. Shooting, the weight of the shooting is fine. It's pretty good. It's not quite as satisfying as some of the other ones, but it is. I bet with a better bow it is. So I think the weight's quite good in this. The speed of it is fine. I think is that realistic, you think? This is as fast as I can do it.
Yeah.
I'll do rapid fire.
I like this. I like this much, much more than Horizon Zero Dawn because, like, you see a bit of space between the arrows. You can see him knocking the other arrows. It's not like the arrow just magically disappears and reappears in the bow, you know. Yeah, I like it. I would say like a 4.
Yeah. Accuracy is good, but it's also a little safe, a little too easy mode. And I'm on in normal mode anyway, so it probably gets harder as you do it, as you go up. But impact, sound, and feedback are okay. We like the impact, as we said, like where it hits the guy and they do fall back. The sound is peaceful. It's not super annoying.
Okay. I'm not crazy about the sound. It seems a bit like weak.
Yeah. Yeah.
How does it
even the draw
to land a shot for the feedback, like holding the controller and having that experience?
How much is that bow bending?
That looks good. Yeah.
Pretty realistic. I mean, it's a tall, long bow, so it wouldn't bend all that much.
Yeah, this works for me. Horizon Zero Dawn was a much, much shorter bow, and it bent maybe the same amount, so it wasn't working for me as much. Does the bow squeak? Yeah, it does squeak in a nice way.
It's like a creak.
Again, much better than Horizon.
Physics are fine. The drop is not super annoying. The reticle that you see there, those 2 lines underneath, and they get tighter. That's fine. I wonder if the hard modes don't have that. And the intuitiveness, you pick this up very quickly. As far as the fun, the challenge isn't exactly there for me. At least just playing just in this short amount. We'll have to come back to that a little later. Innovation, and polish, that's pretty good overall.
The polish is nice. I think the polish is stronger than the innovation. I feel like the polish is maybe like a 3.5, 4, but the innovation is not really. It's doing a lot of things well, but they're all kind of, just the same archery that we have from any other game. Well done. It's not trying to innovate on anything.
Yeah. Yeah, overall, I think that's it. I say that's another one down. We'll throw some scores up, r16.com/research. You guys are welcome to fill one out too. And we got to do some more games. We got to keep this going, find the best of the best that's out there. But otherwise, guys, thank you for this one. This was a quick one today. Cheers. And we'll catch you all later.
Take care.
Cool. See you guys. And